Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to IWA Monday Night Carnage. It is Marty Feldspar bringing back IWA Monday Night Carnage with huge, fantastic news. A bit of bittersweet news, as the commissioner Tucker Henderson has ran up the debt so much that IWA Friday Night Havoc will have to be put on hold. To begin tonight's show, Renny Loko, the IWA United States Champion, faces off against the Realtor. The second match of the evening will see us unify the Tag Team Champions in the IWA. The Salamanca Twins face off against Denis and Erik Soni. The third match of the evening, Nathan Frost, the Hardcore Champion, defends his title against McCoy in an Extreme Rules match. The fourth match of the evening, the newly crowned IWA Champion Warren Swanson faces off against logistics employee Mr. Mike. The main event of the evening, Lalo Salamanca, the IWA World Heavyweight Champion, faces off against Gus Spring in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And we have Renny Loko, the IWA United States Champion, making his way down to the ring. And as you heard earlier, IWA Friday Night Havoc will be put on hold due to exorbitant debt that has been accumulated at the hands of our commissioner Tucker Henderson. And due to such issues, we'll have to put that show on hold. So Monday night is where you will find all IWA action going forward. And here's Renny Loko, the IWA United States Champion, making his way down to the ring. And now that Monday Night Carnage has gotten all of these IWA Friday Night Havoc superstars, you can expect to see a lot more action-packed drama, rivalries, and stories here at the IWA. The more the merrier. And here's Renny Loko, strutting around the ring with his fireworks going. And he has managed to keep a hold of this United States champion for a very long time. And he does not plan on losing it anytime soon. And here's Renny Loko just waiting for his opponent to enter the ring. The Realtor. Renny Loko, a huge enemy to the $1 million market. He has vowed to single-handedly whoop their ass one by one. Starting with Isaac the Realtor, as you saw last week. Moving on to the Realtor. Who will he face next? If he can manage to get past the Realtor. And the Realtor now just thinking about scamming people into shady, predatory real estate deals. And here he is dancing in the ring because he probably just made some commission off of a huge real estate deal. And now the Realtor entering what I like to call hell. Because when you're in that ring with IWA United States Champion Renny Loko, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a long night for you. And because it will be a long night, this is Marty Feldspar reminding you to drink water, like the video, comment, and subscribe. We are bringing all kinds of action-packed matches here for your entertainment and for your eyes only. And the Realtor dropping all that fake money. I went and tried to use this money at the strip club. They told me to get the hell out. They slapped me in the face, and then they proceeded to make fun of the Realtor for how he looks. And here we go, these two men getting it on, and Renny Loko with a quick drop kick to the Realtor's face. And the Realtor just waiting for Renny Loko to make his way to his feet. And the Realtor with his spray tan getting DDT'd by Renny Loko. And Renny Loko kicking the Realtor's shoulder as he prepares to go for a most electrifying move in the IWA, the People's Elbow. Oh, and a front flip on the Realtor. And here's Renny Loko grabbing the Realtor. Irish whip. Hurricane Rana. Faking the Realtor out. And Renny Loko is going to go for another People's Elbow here. And he's going to drop the People's Elbow, but the Realtor is going to evade the attack. And the realtor with big right hand and a left hand and a big right hand sending Renny Loko down to the ground. And the realtor now kicking Renny Loko, going for a DDT, but Renny Loko punching the realtor in his fake abs. And now Renny Loko swinging the realtor, but the realtor reversing the Irish whip, kicking Renny Loko in the gut, but Renny Loko with a roundhouse kick, sending the realtor down before he does a front flip. Or excuse me, a backflip on his ass. And Renny Loko from the springboard attack over the top rope, landing on the realtor. And this is what I mean. When you fight this man, you are in absolute hell. Renny Loko with a sunset flip onto the realtor, sending him back first into the ground. Throwing the realtor in the ring. And Renny Loko making his way to the top rope. And what's he gonna do here? He's gonna drop the elbow onto the realtor. And what the hell is happening here? The lights have cut. And it's Isaac, the Stock Bros music playing. The business partner of the realtor is here to distract Renny Loko. And Renny Loko needs to turn around. He needs to turn around right now because Isaac the Stock Bro is in the ring waiting for Renny Loko. Renny Loko needs to turn around. Isaac the Stock Bro missing the clothesline from Wall Street. And Renny Loko luckily evading the attack from Isaac the Stock Bro. He gets one chance for the referee not to see it. And Renny Loko evading the attack and a sunset flip to the realtor. And now Renny Loko swinging things back into his favor after evading the attack from Isaac the Stock Bro, and Renny Loko missing the big splash. Oh, and a big roundhouse kick from Renny Loko. And now he's grabbing the realtor. And he's got a realtor hoisted up for a rock bottom, but the realtor throwing bows and fighting dirty. Oh, and a headbuster by Renny Loko and an RKO to the realtor. And that will be the end of this match, ladies and gentlemen. And the realtor has just kicked out at the 2 count. What the hell am I seeing here? He must have gotten a hold of the performance-enhancing drug that the Stock Bro is on. And Renny Loko proceeding to whoop the ass of the realtor. Oh, and a big kick to the back of the realtor now. And Renny Loko picking the realtor up. And the realtor kicking Renny Loko in the hamstring, the same hamstring that he pulled at the state championship for football. And the realtor with a big market slam. And he's giving Renny Loko the thumbs up and the thumbs down. And you know what that means for the realtor. A foreclosure power bomb. And Renny Loko knocked out, and that will be the end of this match. Renny Loko is just kicked out at the 1 count. This man refuses to lose. And the realtor now moving around the ring as Renny Loko collects his wits. And the realtor grabbing Renny Loko, driving him head first into the side of the ring and kicking him with the left foot. And the realtor now with a chop to Renny Loko, and the realtor swinging neckbreaker to Renny Loko. And the realtor just taunting Renny Loko, letting him know that he is the top guy in the ring right now. And the realtor now grabbing Renny Loko by the neck, throwing him inside the ring. And what's he got in store here for Renny Loko? A drop kick to the face. And the realtor now, he's got some sick thoughts in his head. And Renny Loko getting picked up by the realtor, and it's a renovation slam by the realtor. And Renny Loko with a kip up, hurricane around to the realtor. Front flip to the realtor. Renny Loko on fire now with the comeback. And Renny Loko grabbing the realtor. And what's he gonna do here? Another sunset flip to the realtor. What athleticism here by Renny Loko. Kicking the realtor in the calf. And Renny Loko picking the realtor up one more time in a big right hand by Renny Loko. And now Renny Loko with another sunset flip to the realtor. This man is on fire with the sunset flips. And Renny Loko now grabbing the realtor. DDT. Beating the shit out of the realtor and putting on a wrestling clinic. Renny Loko getting clotheslined by the realtor but kipping up. RKO! The realtor's knocked out cold. Renny Loko goes for the pinfall. It's a 2 count, 3 count. The IWA United United States champion Renny Loko successfully beating the realtor's ass here tonight on IWA Monday Night Carnage to kick off our show tonight. And what a fantastic display of wrestling from Renny Loko here. He did an absolute wonderful job. He has made the fans proud here tonight as the realtor holds his head down in shame. Isaac the Stock Bro missing his one opportunity to pull a fast one on Renny Loko. And now the IWA United States champion finds himself victorious to kick off IWA Monday Night Carnage. And if you enjoyed that match, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And now we prepare for the second match of the evening, a unification match for the IWA World Tag Team Champions and the IWA Tag Team Champion. The Salamanca twins face off against Denis and Erik Soni. And we have the Brotherhood making their way down to the ring to get us started in this Tornado Tag Team match. Denis, Erik Soni, the IWA World Tag Team Champions, facing off for the first time against the Salamanca twins. These two men have been victorious time and time again here at the IWA. They have not met one challenge that they cannot get past. Will they prevail here tonight against the Salamanca twins? Two sons of bitches that these two men have never crossed before. And I'll tell you what, that must be a good thing for them because I am absolutely terrified of the Salamanca twins. And here is Denis and Erik Soni, the IWA World Tag Team Champions, representatives of the Brotherhood, waiting for another kind of brotherhood. The Brotherhood that belongs to the Salamanca, one of the most sadistic names in entertainment history. And here they make their way down to the ring, the IWA Tag Team Champions, El Cartel, Lionel and Marco Salamanca. The Salamanca twins are two big, scary sons of bitches, and I would not want to fight them in any circumstances, let alone for when IWA gold is on the line. And look at the way they just walk right up to the IWA World Tag Team Champions to show them they are not intimidated. And this may be a long night for Denis and Erik Soni of the Brotherhood, because I'll tell you what, these are some of the scariest men I've ever seen in my life. And now we begin this IWA Tag Team Unification match. You see right here the IWA Tag Team Champions belonging to the Salamanca twins. And you see here the IWA World Tag Team Champions belonging to the Brotherhood. And with this match, somebody's title has got to go. And you see the referee holding up both titles now. We've got IWA action coming right at you. The winner of this match will be known as the new IWA Tag Team Champions, the one and only IWA Tag Team Champions going forward. And the Salamanca twins, Lionel and Marco, getting straight to business on the IWA World Tag Team Champions, Denis and Erik Soni. And Lionel Salamanca, high flying fist. And I'll tell you what, I get these Salamanca twins confused with one another all the time. And Marco Salamanca with a big right hand to Denis before getting sent down to the ground by Erik Soni. And Erik Soni picking Marco Salamanca up in a helicopter spin by Denis, sending Marco Salamanca down to the ground. Lionel Salamanca is there to try and save the day. Big right hand and left hand combination by Lionel. And Marco Salamanca getting popped by Denis. But Marco Salamanca now tackling Denis down to the ground. Ground and pound action by Lionel Salamanca. Marco Salamanca getting flying elbowed by Erik Soni. Erik Soni getting drop kicked by Marco Salamanca. Denis is getting manhandled by Lionel Salamanca. And Marco now grabbing Erik Soni. Maneuvering. And Erik Soni with a big right hand, but Marco Salamanca elbowing Erik Soni. Lionel Salamanca getting his ass whooped by Denis. Oh, and a big right hand by Marco Salamanca to Erik Soni. Erik Soni's getting unloaded on. And Lionel Salamanca just relaxing in the ring. And Denis with a high kick to Marco Salamanca. And Marco with a big right hand and a flying fist. And Lionel Salamanca now picking Denis up. Big right hand. And Denis with a knee to the gut of Lionel Salamanca. Erik Soni with a backbreaker to Marco Salamanca. And Denis telling the IWA crowd to suck it. And a big right hand, and a big right hand by Denis, sending Lionel Salamanca down to the ground. Ooh, Marco Salamanca right and left kicks to Erik Soni. Denis has a door in his hand. And the IWA fans chanting, "We want tables." They always want tables, these degenerate fans. Denis busting Lionel Salamanca's face wide open with a big right hand. Marco Salamanca getting chopped and kicked by Erik Soni. Erik Soni throwing Marco Salamanca inside the ring. Lionel Salamanca getting picked up by Denis, who throws him towards the steel steps. And Marco Salamanca cracking Denis and Erik Soni with that trash can. Big right hand to Erik Soni. And Marco Salamanca's on fire. Oh, and Marco Salamanca high-flying action, but missing, and Denis getting a knee driven to his face by Lionel Salamanca. Marco with left and right kicks to Erik Soni. Oh, and a big clothesline by Marco to Erik Soni. And Denis now grabbed by the neck by Lionel Salamanca, who goes for the pinfall victory. And Erik Soni getting smacked by that steel chair. Monday Night Carnage bringing to you the action here tonight. And Denis getting driven down to the ground by Lionel Salamanca. Erik Soni missing his flying elbow on Marco Salamanca, who picks Erik Soni up for a cartel knee drop. And Erik Soni getting pinfalled by Marco Salamanca. 2 count. Erik Soni kicking out at the 3, but the referee did take a very long time to go and pin. Marco Salamanca reaching under the ring for the IWA Universe's favorite weapon, the table. Erik Soni getting smacked by that table. Lionel Salamanca, meanwhile, is handling Denis very comfortably. Erik Soni getting leaned up against the table by Marco Salamanca, who picks Erik Soni up for a drop down through the table. Oh my! Erik Soni getting pinned. 1 count, 2 count. New IWA Tag Team Champions Erik Soni showing resiliency to kick out. And Denis now pinned in the middle of the ring. The referee still not counting. Marco Salamanca now smacking Erik Soni with a big stick of meat. Erik Soni grabbing the stick of meat now and smacking Marco Salamanca once. Marco Salamanca driving the knee into the back of Erik Soni before he does a very acrobatic kip up. And Marco Salamanca throwing Erik Soni ringside. Marco Salamanca now getting ready to put Erik Soni through the announce table, perhaps. Denis finally collecting his wits about him. Lionel Salamanca, steel chair in hand, cracking Denis right in the head with the steel chair. And now just wedging that steel chair in between the turnbuckle pads. Erik Soni picking Marco Salamanca up. Denis getting thrown face first into the steel chair. And Marco Salamanca, big right hands to Erik Soni in the high kick. And Lionel Salamanca kicking Denis, who leans against the corner of the ring, but this time Denis leaning Lionel Salamanca against the corner as he grabs that trash can. And Marco Salamanca running inside the ring to protect his brother. And now both these two men proceeding to beat the shit out of Denis, one half of the IWA World Tag Team Champions. And Denis is completely helpless as Lionel Salamanca does the cartel slingshot onto Denis. Marco Salamanca flying towards Erik Soni. And it's a 3 count victory. we have new IWA Unified Tag Team Champions, and they are the Salamanca Twins. The first time we have seen Denis and Erik Soni lose in the IWA. And oh my, this is a sad day indeed. We have new Unified Tag Team Champions, and they are the Salamanca Twins. Perhaps some of the most evil men in the IWA. And look at them holding both tag team belts. This is truly a sad day for all IWA fans. The Salamancas managed to capture themselves more gold here at the IWA, and now they hold tag team belts as well as the IWA World Heavyweight Champion. Our next match of the evening, IWA Hardcore Champion Nathan Frost faces off against a longtime friend of the Commissioner, McCoy. And we have Tucker Henderson just strutting around the ring, waiting for the IWA Hardcore Champion Nathan Frost to make his way down to the ring. And McCoy has been given the simple task of retrieve the Hardcore Champion from Nathan Frost. A man who we have seen beat the absolute shit out of Commissioner Tucker Henderson time and time again. And ever since that, they have been enemies. And that is why you see Nathan Frost constantly defending this IWA Hardcore Champion. It is simply because the Commissioner Tucker Henderson has it out for him. He hates this man with every fiber in his being. And he does not want to see him succeed here at the IWA. So what does he do? He sends his longtime frat brother, McCoy, to go and retrieve the belt from Nathan Frost? I don't know how that's gonna work out. This badass right here, Nathan Frost, is one tough son of a gun. Always whooping ass here at the IWA. And we're gonna see how he fares against McCoy. And Frost running around the ring now, staring at McCoy, letting him know that he has what's coming to him. And this match, of course, for the IWA Hardcore Champion, the belt you see right here. And Nathan Frost is giving his belt to the ref, who lets McCoy get one peek at it. And I think that's the only peek he's ever gonna get at this Hardcore Champion, so long as Nathan Frost is the holder of it. And now these two men prepared to get it on in this Extreme Rules match. And if you're enjoying tonight's show, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This is Marty Feldspar reporting with you. And McCoy with a right hand to Nathan Frost, who returns an elbow and a reverse neck breaker. And Nathan Frost just waiting for McCoy to make his way to his feet before he sends him down to the ground. And there's a front flip on his head top. And Nathan Frost immediately going to the top rope now. Dropping the leg from the top rope, brother. A leg drop Hulk Hogan would have been proud of. And Frost immediately giving the IWA Universe what they asked for, the table. And also getting a door out. Oh man, this man's gonna build a kitchen. And here's Nathan Frost now, reaching under the ring one more time, but McCoy sneaking up on him with that sledgehammer. Nathan Frost returning a right hand and a super kick, sending McCoy down to the ground. And now Frost waiting for McCoy to make his way to his feet before he throws the chancla right at his face. Swinging leg kick by Nathan Frost. And Nathan Frost dropping the elbow and dropping the elbow and dropping another. Just kidding. Kicking McCoy right in the face. And Frost now on the top rope. What's he got in store for McCoy here? Dropping a leg from 10 feet in the air. Nathan Frost going high flying action but miscalculating his jump. And perhaps those ropes were not tightened hard enough. And McCoy getting kicked in the back of the leg. And Frost with the steel chair in hand, hitting McCoy in the back. Once again in the back. Another shot to the back. Nathan Frost is beating the absolute shit out of McCoy here tonight. And McCoy showing that high strength. And McCoy is absolutely roided up. Grabbing Nathan Frost and throwing him to the barricade. And McCoy with that door in his hand. But Nathan Frost punching and kicking McCoy and stealing that door right from his hands. And Nathan Frost getting suplexed by McCoy, who holds him up there and pile drives him down to the ground. What a maneuver. But Frost kicking out before the 1 count. And that's what I'm telling you about Nathan Frost. This guy is surely one of the toughest people here at the IWA. And a full Nelson suplex by McCoy. And now hitting Nathan Frost right in the gut with the sledgehammer, and that will be it for the night. And Nathan Frost is laying down on the ground, but he kicks out at the 1 count. And he will not lose his IWA Hardcore champion that easily. And Frost, facebuster, grabbing McCoy, throwing him towards the turnbuckle. Throwing him towards the steel steps now, and McCoy on the ground as Frost looks under the ring for the baseball bat with barbed wire. And Frost swinging a miss, swinging a miss. Ooh, reversing the attack from McCoy and grabbing McCoy by the back, throwing him inside the ring. And Nathan Frost has his enemy right where he wants him. Nathan Frost dropping the elbow via springboard attack. And now Frost just setting that table up, or grabbing that table and now setting it up. And now Frost has McCoy. And he's gonna look to put him, lean him up against the table. And what has Frost got in store for McCoy here? And Frost is gonna German suplex to McCoy. And now Nathan Frost lining up for his finishing move, the Frost Bite, which we have not seen anyone kick out of as of yet. 2 count, 3 count, Nathan Frost remains the IWA Hardcore champion. And you could have bet any kind of money on that and you would have came out a winner. Once he hits that Frost Bite, it is good night. And ladies and gentlemen, the IWA Hardcore champion once again beating ass here on the IWA. And once again, busting the balls of the commissioner, Tucker Henderson, by once again managing to piss him off. And look at Nathan Frost holding that title high and mighty, as he should, because he has just successfully defended it once again. And what a fantastic display of wrestling by the IWA Hardcore champion here. And ladies and gentlemen, next up we have newly crowned IWA champion Warren Swanson facing off against Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike, the blue-collar worker, an employee of Warren Swanson, has not been performing up to par. And Warren Swanson has decided that he will take matters into his own hands as the manager, and he will take his anger out on Mr. Mike inside of an IWA wrestling ring. And here you see the blue-collar man, Mr. Mike, making his way down to the ring. And he's just getting ready to have one hell of a fight against his boss. The same boss that pisses him off every night. The same boss that busts his balls every single day. And on the other hand, Warren Swanson will have a chance to beat the shit out of one of the employees who pisses him off on the daily. Warren Swanson, a very frustrated logistics manager, a very frustrated businessman. And Mr. Mike, a very frustrated blue-collar worker, a man who makes an honest living, although he does not make that much. That is why you see him here in the IWA. He is looking to make some extra money for his family so he can provide. And we have given him that opportunity. All he has to do in exchange for money for his family is to potentially give himself CTE for your entertainment. And here, Warren Swanson now making his way down to the ring. The IWA champion, the man you saw slime Big Russ for the title using the IWA Money in the Bank briefcase. And this man Warren Swanson is a man who has no remorse and no conscience about him. He will two-time anyone as long as it means he will make a profit or he will benefit from it. And you see him walking around with that IWA champion. This man is very, very proud of himself for the way that he has conducted business here in the IWA. He has managed to get himself the most prized possession in the IWA, the IWA champion. And look at him just walking around like he is the boss of the company. And that is what he has been calling himself ever since he has won that title. He's been calling himself the boss. He's been laying out all kinds of floor plans for how he can orchestrate and operate his logistics company. And Tucker Henderson has so far told him, piss off. And here's Warren Swanson now, slowly making his way to the ring. That is the kind of luxury you can afford when you are the IWA champion. And there he is, smacking the steel steps as he makes his way into the ring, wiping off his red bottom shoes, and he just shows Mr. Mike that title. This arrogant prick needs to be brought down a peg or two, but I'm afraid there's no one here in the IWA who's gonna be able to do that. Not while he has the protection of Tucker Henderson at his benefit. And oh my, I hate this man. I hate this man so much. I just want to grab a gun and go and shoot him right now. But I can't do that because I will get put in jail. Mr. Mike doing his pre-match stretches. Warren Swanson out of his business suit in his wrestling attire. And here we go, these two men getting it on. And Warren Swanson with a shoulder check to Mr. Mike. And Mr. Mike throwing Warren down to the ground after getting taunted by the man. And Mr. Mike picking Warren Swanson up, but Warren throwing right hands to Mr. Mike and a big clothesline from Warren Swanson. And Warren Swanson throwing Mr. Mike down to the ground and beating the absolute shit out of him once more. Grabbing Mr. Mike now. And Mr. Mike with a kick to Warren Swanson. Warren Swanson avoiding the spear from Mr. Mike. And Warren Swanson Irish whipping Mr. Mike, but Mr. Mike avoiding the spear by Warren Swanson now. Back and forth reversals by these men. And Warren Swanson running off the rope, dropping the leg on Mr. Mike. Warren Swanson running off the rope again, dropping the leg on Mr. Mike. A third leg drop on Mr. Mike. Warren Swanson is going absolutely savage mode here. And Warren Swanson now reaching under the ring, grabbing the IWA table. And he's just setting it up here for Mr. Mike. He's gonna try to lure him into attack. And Warren Swanson continues to reach under the ring. Mr. Mike now making his way to the ring. Outside the ring, should I say. Warren Swanson grabbing Mr. Mike, throwing him and leaning him up against the table. And now Warren Swanson is gonna put Mr. Mike through the table with a sidewalk slam. The IWA fans going absolutely insane here. Mr. Mike with a body check to Warren Swanson. IWA fans going absolutely insane here tonight as Mr. Mike throws Warren back into the ring and grabs La Guitarra. And Warren Swanson circling the ring and kicking the guitar out of Mr. Mike's hands. Warren Swanson with a big right hand to Mr. Mike, grabbing Mr. Mike. Irish whip. Big clothesline from Warren Swanson. And dropping another leg on him, brother. And Warren Swanson now picking Mr. Mike up. Big right hand to Mr. Mike. And Warren Swanson picking Mr. Mike up again. Big right hand. Grabbing Mr. Mike up once more. Going for a power slam, but Mr. Mike kneeing Warren Swanson right in the body. And now Mr. Mike getting elbowed by Warren Swanson and a clothesline to top it off. A big leg drop by Warren Swanson. And Warren Swanson just showing his agility here. Exiting the ring now. And Warren Swanson grabbing another table, and he's got some nefarious plans with that table. And Mr. Mike on the complete opposite side of the ring. And Warren Swanson's gonna run over to him. And Warren Swanson, steel chair in hand, hitting Mr. Mike. And Warren Swanson's leg is caught in this trash can, and he's freaking out right now. Hitting Mr. Mike right in the head with the steel chair. Warren Swanson was just freaking out at what the hell happened with that trash can. And now, Warren Swanson getting thrown by Mr. Mike. Warren Swanson with the reversal. And now, Warren Swanson with a guitar in his hand, hitting Mr. Mike, but Mr. Mike reversing the attack. And Mr. Mike with a big clothesline to Warren Swanson. And now, Warren Swanson slowly getting to his feet. Mr. Mike with the shoulder check, showing that grown man strength to Warren Swanson, his boss. And the blue collar man, Mr. Mike, throwing Warren Swanson back into the ring. And Swanson now grabbing his wits about him, grabbing Mr. Mike, throwing him over the top rope. And Warren Swanson has just speared Mr. Mike through the table. And Warren Swanson now on the top rope, flying at Mr. Mike, landing right on him. And grabbing Mr. Mike up for a suplex. Warren Swanson going absolutely savage here. Grabbing Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike now grabbing Warren Swanson and flipping him over. Belly to belly suplex, Mr. Mike style. And Mr. Mike grabbing Warren Swanson, but Warren Swanson throwing Mr. Mike into the ring. And now, Warren Swanson proceeding to beat the shit out of Mr. Mike. The employee was pissed him off time and time again. Warren Swanson, big right hands to Mr. Mike. Dropping the elbow on Mr. Mike, but Mr. Mike avoiding the attack. Warren Swanson with a knee to Mr. Mike and a spine buster. And now Warren Swanson picking Mr. Mike up, and he's gonna do his finishing move, or one of them at least, the Fisherman Hook Power Bomb. Warren Swanson going for the cover. 1, 2, 3, damn it. And the IWA champion victorious in his first match as the champion. The evil businessman from California finding himself victorious once again in the IWA ring. And to his credit, he didn't have to cheat this time. This sick, slimy bastard, Warren Swanson, I hate him so much. One good-looking bastard, though, I gotta admit. One gray head of hair, but an evil heart and a shitty head on his shoulders. That's what he's got. And he uses head and shoulders to condition a hair. I know for a fact because my wife uses the same conditioner. And now preparing for the main event of the evening, Lalo Salamanca faces off against longtime rival Gus Fring. Fring, who just took out Hector Salamanca at IWA Retribution, and now has to face Hector's nephew, Lalo Salamanca, the charismatic, slick cartel boss from Mexico. And as you see here, Gus Fring making his way down to the ring after a very successful showing against Hector Salamanca at IWA Retribution. And Fring just climbing over that third rope. A man's man, a chicken man. And now he's stretching his back out. He prepares himself for a fierce opponent. Lalo Salamanca, a man he is very familiar with. A man who he has dealt with and had his fair share of bros with. And here he is now, the two-time IWA World Heavyweight Champion, Lalo Salamanca, making his way down to the ring. His cousin, successful in their match against Denis and Erik Soni earlier today for the IWA World Tag Team Champion and IWA Tag Team Champion Unification match. Now the Salamancas have themselves a fair bit of gold, and it's just Hector Salamanca who remains without a title. But if you're looking at the trajectory of the cartel, you're gonna see that Hector Salamanca may be due for a title very soon. And here's Lalo Salamanca now entering the ring, holding that belt as if he doesn't give a shit about it. Hector Salamanca, Lalo Salamanca, Lionel and Marco Salamanca, now the only remaining members of the cartel. Tuco Salamanca remains to be seen after he got his ass whooped by Lalo Salamanca at IWA Retribution. And here's Gus Fring, Lalo Salamanca, both of these men in the ring ready to get it on here tonight. Lalo Salamanca with a dropkick to Gus Fring. Lalo Salamanca punching Gus Fring with rights and lefts. Gus Fring now. And Lalo with chops to Gus Fring. And an eye poke. And Gus Fring getting dropped face first into the canvas. And Lalo Salamanca just rolling him over and going for the quick pin. And Gus Fring kicking out. Drop kick by Lalo Salamanca. And a springboard moonsault into absolutely nothing. And now Lalo just bouncing off the ropes as he goes over the top rope but missing his attack. And now Fring swinging at with that baseball bat, kicking Salamanca in the hamstring. Oh, and a big boot by Lalo Salamanca. A big shot with the baseball bat to Fring's cranium, busting his face wide open. Oh, and another big shot with the baseball bat. Both men missing their drop kicks. And now Lalo Salamanca throwing Fring's face into the barricade. Gus Fring trying a flying knee but missing his attack. A hip toss by Lalo. And now Lalo's reaching under that ring for that table. And I bet he's gonna look to put Fring through that table. And Fring leaned up against the table. And Lalo Salamanca getting thrown face first into the ground by Gus Fring. Fring now swinging. Just kidding. Punching Lalo right in the back of the head. And now, Lalo Salamanca throwing Gus Fring, but Fring reversing it and leaning Salamanca up against the table. And now, Gus Fring with a suplex to Lalo Salamanca through the table. And these IWA fans going absolutely insane here. Fring trying another DDT, but Lalo Salamanca with big right hands, throwing Fring towards the ring. Throwing Gus Fring inside the ring now. And Lalo Salamanca, he's got that door in his hand. Throwing that door down, and Gus Fring diving through the ropes. Landing on Salamanca. And Fring, neck breaker to Lalo Salamanca. And Lalo Salamanca swinging neck breaker to Gus Fring. And now, throwing Fring inside the ring once again. Door in his hands. What does this guy got in store for Gus Fring as he goes inside the ring? Drop kick to Fring as he picks up the door. Smashing the door into Fring's face. And now leaning that door up against the corner. And Gus Fring with a chop. Two high kicks and a drop kick. And the lights have gone out here. What the hell is happening? Oh shit! Lalo Salamanca's behind Fring, and Fring has no idea. And Lalo Salamanca throwing Fring over the top rope, drop kicking him outside of the ring. Springboard leg drop to Fring. And now Salamanca waiting for Fring to make his way to his feet, grabbing Gus Fring for a cartel drop down and pinning him in a very Compromising position. 3-count victory for Lalo Salamanca. And he has just defeated Gus Spring after cutting off the lights and appearing right behind him and beating his ass before hitting him with a cartel drop down. And the IWA World Heavyweight Champion once again victorious, back to winning ways on his IWA Carnage debut. And ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed tonight's show, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Marty Feldspar, and what the hell is happening here? Who the hell is making their way down to the ring right now? Who the hell are these guys? This guy, who's this guy with the orange tank top? Luda. And the guy next to him with a Nike tank top. And the other guy with the SRT shirt. What the hell is going on? Who the hell are these guys? And why the hell are they in the IWA HQ? What the hell is going on? I gotta talk to the commissioner and see what this is all about. These men are giants. And look at that guy, Luda. He's got a crazy look in his eye. What the hell are they doing here? Oh, shit. Oh, my. It looks like we've got a new faction here at the IWA. And who the hell are these three guys? This is Marty Feldspar. And if you enjoyed tonight's show, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe.